If I were to ask you what is gravity, you would probably say, oh, gravity is something that pulls you downwards. Well, consider another person on the other side of the world. If gravity is something that pulls you downwards, then why doesn't this person fall off the earth? You would probably refine your answer and say, oh, gravity is something that pulls you towards the center of the earth. That makes more sense. But then I would say, well, Neil Armstrong went to the moon. If gravity is something that pulls you towards the center of the earth, why doesn't Neil Armstrong fall towards the earth? So I don't know if you're aware of this, but if you were to bring two bricks into space and leave them near to each other, so there's a small gap that exists in between the two, let's call it R. About half an hour, for some reason, they will want to come together, and that's what gravity in effect is. So there's a formula F, a force, G m1. So whenever there's a mass m1 and there's another mass m2, and then you divide it by the distance that separates the two. So you would meet this formula in the future when you do physics. So if something has a mass m1 and a mass m2, and there's a small distance that separates the two that separates the two, for some reason there will be a force that will want to pull them together. So you see here, you have a mass m1, the Earth has mass m2, so there will exist a force in between you and the Earth. The other person has a mass m3. Here, the Earth has a mass of m1. There's a mass here, there's a mass here, so they will want to come together. Now, Neil Armstrong has a mass m4. The Earth has a mass m1, but the thing is, the Moon has a mass, the mass m5. There's a mass here, Neil Armstrong, and the Moon. So there will exist a force here, and there also exists a force between the Earth and Neil Armstrong. But the thing is, you've got to take the distance into account. You see, Neil Armstrong is so close to the Moon that the force here will be stronger than the force between the Earth and Neil Armstrong. So Neil Armstrong stays on the Moon. Okay.